Well, so the question is, betting on biotech, how big industry is nurturing innovation? So my first question was, are we at Servier, are we really betting on biotech? That's the question. If you stay until the end, you will have the answer. So first, few words about Servier, just to know who we are and what is our R&D and our axis of interest. Why do we do open innovation? And I will say a few words about the barriers and enablers when we are talking about open innovation and collaboration with, particularly with biotech. So, in few words, will not be too long. Servier is an independent pharmaceutical group. Independent meaning that we are governed by a foundation, so we can have a long-term vision and we don't have shareholders, meaning that it prevents us from any pressure, or we can be completely free in our decision. We have more than 21,000 of employees all over the world. We are present in 150 countries where our medicines are distributed. And which is very important for us, we distribute more than 20% of our revenue in R&D each year, which is a huge investment. We are, just for information, leader in cardiology, and more we want to become an innovative player in the field of oncology. And it's the end of my presentation just for Servier. In terms of R&D, we spend more than quite 70% of our investment in R&D in this field of oncology. So this is clearly the future for us, and clearly in that way we want to work more. We have other therapeutic area, neuroscience, and particularly neurology field, neurodegenerative disease, neuromuscular disease. And in oncology, our field of interest is more focused on how to treat cancer in gastrointestinal field, like pancreatic cancer or digestive cancer. I will not stay too long. So our R&D is present in different countries, and mainly we have a new site in France, gathering 5 different locations that were spread out before this new project. But it's not the only place where we do R&D. We have also Boston, where we have a team dedicated to research in oncology, a new target in oncology. Also in Hungary, we have a chemistry team also there in Budapest. And in Denmark, we have a new branch of antibody research, which is coming from Synphogen, a company that we have acquired, or the branch of this company we have acquired a few years ago. And in China, we are present in terms of scouting to search opportunities also in that countries, opportunities in terms of partnership. So we have opened this new site, so I'm sure you know a bit where is Paris. It's not exactly in the center of Paris, it's in the south of Paris, named Paris-Saclay, which is clearly one of the greatest hub of innovation all over the world. It has been classified as the eighth one, the eighth hub of innovation all over the world. So we really think that it will encourage the innovation and place us more and more in the middle of the innovation field. In this new building, so it's 45,000 square meters with a lot of labs. We have more than 17,000 square meters of labs. So it's really, we do research and development in this building. But we have also launched an initiative of an incubator named Partners, which is here. You can see in the middle of the. So it's part of the building, but it's not exactly Servier. So it's a bit strange because we we have founded this initiative, but we really want that this incubator is independent from Servier, meaning that the startup incubated don't feel that they are in Servier. If they have to secure that are completely free, independent, and independent to partner with us or with other pharma company, with other actor. So we have funded this incubator. This is operated by Biolabs, which is a famous network of incubator launched in North America since 2009. And they want to enter in the market of Europe by this initiative here, but also they have other sites in the center of Paris and another in Heidelberg. But the particularity here is that we are in this incubator, they are very close to all the R&D collaborators because it's quite the same building, even if it's a bit independent, it's quite in the same building, in the same place. And which is fantastic is that being freely and independent to work on their labs, they can benefit from mentoring, free mentoring of a Servier expert. So what are we doing that? Because it costs and it's an effort. We think that at the end of the day, with an intangible return on investment, it will cross-fertilize the mind spirit. We will learn from the startup and they will learn from us. So it's a win-win situation. And at the end of the day, if we can have partnership to feed our portfolio, it's for sure what we can expect, but it's not the sine qua non condition to enter in this incubator. The sine qua non condition is to provide cutting-edge technology to, at the end of the day, to help the patient, to find new solutions for patients. So it could be assets, it could be something that in the drug discovery journey can help the research to accelerate this journey. So this is for partners. So we used to say that now we have a new paradigm when we are talking about research, is that the project can come from everywhere. It can come from our own research, because as I told you, we have a lot of experts and collaborators playing the game of the research, but it can more and more, it comes from outside, from the outside panorama. It could be startup, it could be other pharmaceutical company, which feed our portfolio. And thanks to partners, to this incubator, it's another tool to progress in that way and to become a real player and a partner of choice when we are talking about innovation. So that's a huge change for Servier, and we have completely transformed our R&D way of working in that sense. So clearly, open innovation is a part of our R&D process, as I told you. We have structured our, I would say, our team to be able to that. Just some example of irritants and enablers when we are talking about partnership with a startup. So first, we are in contact with plenty of possibility of partnership, plenty of startups that contact us, and we have to find the right balance, the right equilibrium between scattering ourselves in plenty of projects that we won't be able to follow, which is not fair, even for the startup, or focusing really on our field and what we have elaborated in terms of roadmaps. But if we stick too much to a roadmap, it prevents us from having a disruptive project. So it's always an equilibrium to find, to not close the door to a very new project that could come in our door. So we edit a roadmap, and I think it's very good for a startup to go to our website and see exactly what we need before contacting us, to know if it's coherent to our business and our strategic interest. It seems to be obvious, but it helps a lot in both sense if we are very clear of what we are searching, and if the startup does play the game to review that and to be aware of what we are searching, to not lose our time in both sense. We always talk about cultural differences. It's for sure due to the different size of the company, a big pharma or a startup. We don't have the same way to be reactive to the project. It's longer and longer in the pharma to enter into a partnership, but we try to progress on that point. That's why we have structured our team in different departments that are dedicated to the partnership to enhance and in fact decrease the time to partner. As I told you before, the risk aversion, for sure, at a pharma level, we try to go more and more in the risk. It's true that there is a new culture, a new mindset that is coming more and more with the culture of risk, and it's coming from the top management themselves. They want us to go more and to take more risk, but it's still room for improvement, for sure. That's why I said that we really need the investor to bridge and to help the startup to achieve their proof of concept, and after we can try to partner. But more and more we enter in phase of proof of concept to try to test and to help the startup going into beyond the proof of concept phase. So it's also something that is more and more in place at Servier. We also have put in place a lot of experts, and as we have our own R&D and a lot of people working, more than 2,000 people works in the research and development at Servier, it means that we can easily and put in the discussion right person that can help the project, and it's very important. That's why I said before in the round table that we need more and more experts in AI, more and more experts in antisense oligonucleotide, etc. We need that expert internally to go rapidly in the discussion with a startup, and we have that in our team, because we have still a lot of people working in research and development, but also in BD team and in the Scout team. They are really experts of that field, and it helps a lot when we are talking about partnership and to enter into the discussion very rapidly. Yeah, in terms of intellectual property, sure, it's always a discussion, but again, we are more and more structured to have BD people and very inventive BD people who are ready to build fair partnership. So as we know at the very beginning of the discussion, what is on the table, who is bringing what in terms of state-of-the-art science, and then we can go fairly in the discussion of partnership. So it's also more and more helping. And something that is really an enabler or an attractor is that we are a middle-sized pharma, meaning that if there is a partnership with, for instance, an asset, a new drug, this drug will have a very good place in our portfolio, which is not enormous like a giant pharma. So it's a good way for a startup having a new asset to be really visible and not hidden in thousands and thousands or hundreds of projects that could have a pharma. So it could be also a good way to be visible and to also try other track, for instance, new opportunities in terms of disease, or we are really ready for that. In fact, it's not only the first disease that was supposed to be treated, but we can also discuss this asset in a global portfolio of disease. So take into account. So as I said, we are structured to partner with external innovation. So clearly on our website, we put exactly the roadmap of what we are searching, what is very clear in terms of research of, and I will show you just examples so as it will be clear for you as well. We have governance. We know exactly what we want to prioritize, so it could speed up the way to partner. And we have, after this very clear roadmap, we have Scout and experts in R&D that are searching in the panorama and the panoramic field of innovation all over the world. And we have people in Boston, people in China, as I said before, people in Europe that are searching every day new opportunities that are in contact with a lot of startups to try to feed our portfolio and to find partnership with a startup or other company to complement the R&D portfolio. And as soon as we have found a lead, we enter rapidly into a discussion with BD. And in business development as well, we have a lot of people having the right expertise. So as Scout expert, internal expert of their own field, plus the BD, it's a good combo to go rapidly and to evaluate rapidly the interest of the startup. And partners, which is a new tool, a new initiative, a bit apart, because as I said, the startups are not linked to Servier, and it's not primarily to feed our portfolio, but for sure it will help a lot to put us put us as a partner of choice when we are talking about innovation in pharma. So I won't go into details, but it's just to tell you that you can find that in our website. It's very easy to find, and it's clearly what we are searching today. So for sure, we are open to disruptive, as I said. So if something is coming in our in front of our door and which is not completely on that topic, but we think that it's really disruptive, we can talk. But globally here is what we are searching, and if it's not in this field, I would say that it isn't worth having or putting energy on trying to contact, because primarily we won't go into a project outside that. So this is here the research for new asset in oncology and in neuroscience. But we have the same roadmap transversally when we are talking about new therapeutic modalities like antisense oligonucleotide or antibodies, which is a new area of interest for us, but also small molecules. So in terms of therapeutic modalities, here is very clearly described what we are searching. So quite pretty clear for a startup to go into this information in our website and to contact the right person. Because I didn't put it in the slide, but there is each contact. You can follow that in close to this information. And the same for also transversally the drug discovery technology that is of interest as well. So if a company is working on a new technology, a new solution on that topics, clearly this is a way of going rapidly into a discussion. So Partners now. So Partners is a new incubator founded by Servier, but as I said, and I repeat it because it's very important, the startups that want to come into this incubator are and will stay completely independent from Servier. They will find in this incubator full equipped labs. It could be co-working labs, it could be 1 bench, 2 benches, 3 benches. And it's It could be also private lab. It's very evolutive. They can start with, for instance, one bench and then grow up and want to have a private lab with three different sizes, 20 square meter, 60, 80 square meters. So it's very well differentiated. And on top of the private lab or private space, they have access to shared equipment by technology. So they have a room for microscopy, a room for cell culture, a room for chemistry preparation, a room for HPLC analytical equipment, etc. So there are everything to start and to grow up when we are a biotech into this incubator. So there is around 2,000 square meters divided into a part, half of the location is dedicated to the labs and half to the office space, because they find also here office, private office, or open office as well. And on top of that, they have access to all the network of biolabs, because it is operated at the day-to-day level by biolabs. So biolabs provide also all operational activities, so like waste management, HSE things, training on the equipment. They will also provide networking events, scientific events, conference, etc. So it creates a vibrant environment. When we are talking about innovation, it's always very important to not stay alone, but share a lot knowledge or network to other entrepreneurs. So, as I told you, Paris-Saclay is there. You can see the Eiffel Tower, recognized here. Saclay is there. It's around 30 minutes or 40 minutes by subway. And it's clearly becoming more and more the place to be for a biotech. There is here a lot of high school, very technological and engineering high school, a lot of laboratories, universities. A new hospital will come there at less than 500 meters from this incubator. So this is becoming a second Boston, Kendall Square area. So please trust me, if you are a biotech, it's there. You have to be there at a moment in your grow-up strategy. And on top of that, and which is very unique in terms of incubation, is that the startup incubated there can also have access to all the mentors of Servier, all the experts we have at Servier. So in front of their door, they can have access to 1,000 highly experts in terms of research and development, but also business partners like HR or financial support, and it's completely freely. At that moment, we have experienced that it works a lot. People from Servier are really, really willing to help and to find to share their expertise completely freely with no IP sharing, etc. And it works very well. We really think that it will create a huge mindset in terms of innovation, and that's why we are entering in this initiative. And I will finish with my best slide, which is the golden ticket that we have open at Servier. So we offer 1 year of residence in this superb space for one open lab and one office. And if you are interested, or if you can find someone interested, it has to apply until next Monday, so it will be very soon. But it's a unique chance, we think, to take advantage of this new place. It's more for startups that are in our therapeutic axis, more in oncology or in neurological science, or in a new technology that can help the drug discovery journey. And globally, don't hesitate to apply. It's open. And we really think that it's a game changer in terms of incubation. And I think this is quite the same. And the answer to the first question, sure, you have said to have the answer. Though I will say no, we are not betting, because for me, betting is it's a bit passive behavior. We are not betting. We are not putting €1 to retrieve €10 at the end of the year. We really have an active partnership behavior with the startup, and we really think that it will be a game changer in the field of innovation. And I think it's time. Finished. Perfect on time.
This is like you are sharp as a Swiss watch, you know, perfectly on time. Thank you, Céline, so much for giving an insight on how you collaborate with various partners and especially the opportunities you provide to new companies. So I would encourage, if anyone is interested in more detailed conversation and more elaborated in some of the aspects you presented, so you may approach Céline during the lunchtime, which is approaching with the speed of light. And we will continue with the last session before lunch. Thank you so much once again.